Hi, welcome everyone to Young Inventors Challenge 2003 training video. Today, our training video will be on guideline on invention pitch video and project report writing. First of all, I would like to shout out for teams that have been shortlisted. Congratulations, your team has been shortlisted for next steps. So here is showing to you our YIC 2023 participation. In total number of registration, we have received about 571 registration. However, we managed to accept a proposal submission around 508 proposal. And then lastly, we managed to shortlisted around 217 proposal. So congratulations again to those teams that been shortlisted for the next step of YIC 2023. So here is a video slide showing you our YIC 2023 processes. We already completed in end of May submission or like accepting those 571 teams that have been applied. And then we received in early June about 508 proposal during our proposal submissions. And then we also have completed judging those proposal. And then we have our proposal marking by judging panel circa June to 11th of July. And now we have completed to shortlist the team. And then we have already announced for in July 18. Next step, we will have sequence of training for those shortlisted teams in duration July to September. So today will be our first training video for training for those shortlisted teams. So next step, the teams have to prepare their invention or innovation in July to September. So the highlight of this submission in 17th of September, the team that been shortlisted have to submit two main component, which is invention pitch video and project report. So make sure you highlight the date will be September 17. Following those submission of your pitch video and project report, we will do a marking and finalization of top shortlisted team. They will be circa in September to October 2023. Then followed by announcement of the top 30 team and a Viva section within October to November 2023. And then main highlight of our YIC 2023 will be winner announcement. This will be around in November of 2023 for the winner announcement. So next video showing to you requirement for prototype or small scale model. So those your idea that you already put up in your proposal submission. So you will require to produce a prototype and small scale model for your video pitch. So the requirement for the prototype or small scale model will require three main criteria. So you should make sure your innovation or your invention is functional or working. Then your invention or your innovation should be non-hazardous or using non-hazardous material. Okay, and then lastly, it should be cost-effective and within the low-cost budget, good budget basically. So those are the requirements for your during your producing prototype or small scale model. So we like to shout out if you have any sponsorship or you have collaboration or funding for your invention, we like to advise or remind you about IP, which is intellectual property. You have to take your own step if you are thinking of registering IP for your invention. those are sponsor from other organization or companies, they can co-share the IP if your team allowing them. This is because the IP of the invention or innovation belongs to the team. Okay, so you have to alert about the IP if you want thinking of like registering your IP for your invention or innovation. So next slide, this slide showing to you our YIC 2023 prizes. And the first one, we have only one platinum award winner with amount 2,500 and a digital certificate. So that is our top winners. Next winner, we have a gold award winner. We have two place for two gold award winners with amount 1,500 and with a digital certificate. Next, we have 5 silver award winners with RM 750 with a digital certificate. And next, we have a 7 bronze award with RM 400 and a digital certificate. And lastly, we have a 15 consolation prize for the winner of YIC 2023. So you will be wondering of what you have to do next, or we've frequent been asking a few questions about the next step or related to a video page about a proposal project report submission. So here are the listing for frequent asked question. First first question that been frequently asked from the audience or the team. They've been asking what is their next or what they have to do next. So the advice, they're requesting advice from ASTI. So I would like to advise, first of all, of course, you have to start preparing your actual invention or your innovation based on your proposal that been submitted. And then you need to work on the video pitch along producing your actual prototype. And lastly, you also need to work on your project based on your actual invention or innovation. Then the second question, been asking about invention requirements on tips on step-by-step process of constructing the invention. So we like to advise your invention or innovation should be functional or working when you are showing it in the video or when you are producing your video. Okay, and then of course mention that your project or your invention should base on your approved proposal. And then following with that, the other criteria or the requirement of producing your invention, it should be non-hazardous and cost-effective. Okay, so number third or next question, some students or team been asking whether they are allowed to change their invention. So the question asking, can you change your invention a little bit? To answer this, you are allowed if you are sent an official request to the judging panel. This is via email. The email is yic2510@gmail.com by the latest of 15 August 2023. So in your official request in the email, you will need to describe what are the changes that you will be making or to your project and why these changes are important. Okay, so then the secretariat from ASTI or YIC will respond with an acknowledgement of these changes. How about the invention itself? Whether can you change entirely of your invention from the proposal? Again, this is to be answered this, you need to send an official request to the judging panel via the email that I mentioned earlier, YIC2510@gmail.com by the latest of 15 August 2023. In the official request, you will need to describe what are the changes that you'll be making to your project and why these changes are important or crucial. So any approval of these changes are based on the discussion and deliberation of YIC committee. Then the secretariat will respond and inform to the teams on the committee decision of the submission official request of the changes. So now we move on to guidelines and format for the invention pitch video and project report writing. So as an introduction, the shortlisted team of YIC 2003. Importantly, you are required to submit an invention pitch video for 5-minute duration and project report with 5 pages of written report. The requirement for the invention pitch video. Okay, so now start with the requirement for the invention pitch video with objective to inform or to allow the judges to know and understand about your invention or your innovation. So following these, you should answer like or you should state clearly those following items or the requirement. First, you should state the problem that you are solving or your invention or solution that solve the problem that you have identified. Second, the judges also want to see your communication skill and your ability to relate scientific principle to your invention and innovation in relation to the team. Number third, the judges want to see how team members coordinate and present as a team for YIC. And lastly, we would like to see creativity and resourcefulness of creating a YIC video. So those are 4 requirements for invention piece video. So now next is the categorize or we have 8 main requirements for guideline or for invention pitch video. So I have the first main requirements in guiding you guys for preparation the invention pitch video. The first is you should, or the team should explain or clearly state who you are. You can, as an introduction to the video, so you can mention, you have to mention your team name, school names, and a member's name. Second requirement, you should answer what is your sustainable development goals that you mentioned earlier and that is achieved in addressing your target problem. So following with this, your invention or innovation will have to match or with the SDG that we do mention. So you can mention more than 1 SDG if your innovation or your invention may solve those SDG. So please mention the theme and clearly state what is your the problem that your invention is addressing. Number third requirement is asking what is your invention or innovation. So following with this, in your video, you should clearly state your invention and innovation title. Then you should describe your invention or your innovation with this showing like originality of your invention or innovation. You should state how your invention will solve the problem that you stated earlier. And then following that, you should able to show your project or working prototype or any simulation. Then you can do it as creativity, but it have to be and clarity in the pitch video. Next requirement, number 4, is stated or mentioned about scientific principle to support your invention or innovation. Following this question or this requirement, you should the team should stated any adaptation or adoption of scientific concept in your invention or innovation. You have to mention some references or any case study that trigger the idea of preparation your invention or your innovation. Next, this number 5 requirement are asking about what are the advantage of your invention or innovation. So to answer this requirement, you can compare your innovation to any other solution that may solve the same problem. Then you have to clearly list the benefit or any social impact of your invention or your innovation. following with this, you can clearly state any target user, who your target user and why they are as a target user of having advantage of your innovation or your invention. Number 6, requirement is addressing the methodology employed in the production of the invention or your innovation. So in this requirement, you should state or show the material that you've been using in producing your prototype or small scale model. So then you should be able to show some any safety measure or any cost or reliability of those material that been used, and then you can state any environmental impact. You can show some any practicality, and you also can state any improvement of your innovation or your invention that you've been produced. You have to clearly state as well any pro and cons or anything that make your invention different from your competitors. And lastly, the requirement of this invention or pitch video as a guideline to you in producing this video is we are looking at the quality of the video, that making into gouge effort to put into the presentation itself. Basically, we are looking at your soft skills in producing the video by looking at the fluency of the communication skill and the confidence, the clarity of doing the communication, the flow and appearance during the video. And we are also looking at the technical skill as well. So we are looking at the audio-visual quality, graphics, resolution and editing skills for the criteria of quality of the video. So now that's it. We have 7 main requirements as a guideline for invention pitch video. Now I move on for the requirement for project report. We have around about 8 criteria or requirement for project report writing. So in this project report writing, okay, the first of all, you have to mention or state problem statement, just a short but make sure it's clear and concise. Second criteria is relevance to the team. So you have to clearly state the relevance of your innovation to the team sustainable development goal. Number 3 criteria, you should clearly state or describe your invention or your innovation with a clearly state purpose and objective and easy to understand. Number 4, a requirement stating a scientific principle that relevant to the invention, whichever that scientific principle that you have the mentioned earlier in your video. So you have to state it in this project report, scientific principle, and then briefly explain about the principle itself. Number 5 criteria, stating the originality of your invention, clearly stated the novelty and justification of your invention. Please make sure it's not being copied from a website or any or being plagiarized from any other website. Okay, so I move on to the number 6 requirement or criteria. So in this project report, you have to put a diagram, okay, with the drawing or with pictures showing some specification and technicality. So we require to put some detailed diagram and figures with a specification, some methodology or task parameters that been explained clearly. And then if you have any data or result, you can include as well in this section. Okay. Number 7 requirement is telling us or clearly mention benefit of your invention or innovation. Okay, it had to be explained what briefly the advantage or the benefit of your invention. Okay, number 8 requirement, the final requirement is a conclusion and future project. Okay, so you have to clearly state your invention, whether they have any future projection from the project or invention that we've been produced. Okay, your invention kind of like consistent or relates to the problem statement that you mentioned earlier, any comparison that you made with existing invention. So any additional info that you want to add on to support your invention, okay, whether about, for example, scalability or any practicality, and then any, and lastly also, you can state as well if you have a future projection of this innovation or your invention that you've been produced. Okay, so those are 8 requirements for project report that you have to submit along together with the pitch video. Okay, so then that's it for our training. So you can start preparing your working prototype or your model or small scale model. Okay, and then you have to start your invention pitch video along with your producing your prototype or your model. And don't forget, you have to submit together your project report. So 2 main item that you have to submit to YIC or secretariat, your invention pitch video and project report. Okay, so I'd like to remind the submission deadline will be on 17 September 2023, and then the submission link will be given later. Okay, so for more detail, you can always email to the secretariat yic2510@gmail.com, or you can contact Ms. Vanita at 014-712-4217. Okay, so that's it for today's training video. Thank you very much for listening. Hope all the best, and see you for next video training. Thank you. All the best.